Practical Principles. This is Practical Prince. We're doing Talk and Tarot. So, let me get the good sound going. But yeah, go ahead and drop your questions into the comments, chat, whatever it is you've got. As many readings as we can within the next hour. And while you guys are doing that, I should be shuffling decks. We used just about everything last time, so. Yeah, so I guess they all need a little shuffle just to freshen them up. Hope your week's been good. And I hope your weekend is going to go great. Again, we've got a hard stop in an hour. So yeah, hopefully we get to all your questions before then. And of course, if you just want to chat, you can do that. If you just want to listen to me monologue, let me know. Because otherwise I don't know that I do that great of a monologue. Okay, hey, we didn't get to read for you last time. How's it going? Sorry, that was noisy. Gotcha. Anything I can help with? Guess we're about to find out. So yeah, go ahead and ask questions. We'll just do readings as fast as we can. Or we can just chat. Also fine. It is Talk and Tarot. Sorry about that. What do you mean talk to about anything? Like, do they need to know about it? Um, or is it okay if they're uninformed? Because if they need to know, then basically someone has to have a similar understanding or mm, pulse on the world. Um, and that would be pretty difficult, I would think. Okay. Well, so I don't think you're being um, too high with the standard if it's just specific things. Um, but yeah, the greater the combination, it's going to be harder to find a match. And really, it's just um, what would you call that? Um, playing the odds, so to speak. Eventually, someone hits the criteria. It's just a matter of whether or not you're there to catch them and find them, stuff like that. So, I mean, if you're active in those groups, well, I guess when you say friend groups, I think about sets of friends, and there's not necessarily so much turnover there. Um, so that might be harder. But if you've got, I don't know, a Facebook group that corresponds to real life, that might turn out meet more people and eventually someone meeting all the criteria. Um, that's not to say being alone is bad, but I don't think for anybody that's really the optimal outcome. So, yeah. I mean, some time alone is good, but that's probably easier to find than than not. So, I don't know if you do have like IRL groups, then um, okay. You say you know, so I'm guessing this is difficult for some reason. I mean, yes, then you're basically on a quest, and maybe you need to change your strategy then. So I don't know if there's more groups you could be checking out, participating in. I don't know how forward or active you are as a person. That part I can't gauge. But obviously, if you put yourself out there, then it's more likely people have a chance to respond and you find out we match here, here. What about this? So, thoughts? I mean, that might require just being that much more active in searching out. Um, I don't know how much more that's going to require of you. But if you already have that passion, if it's just eating you away, then maybe that's a small ask to satisfy that. Hey, Ruki. How's it going? If you have a question, go ahead and ask. We're just doing readings as we get them, as we get our questions. Yes. Sorry if I don't have a formal graphic or something to show the state of things, but yeah. Okay. Because, I mean, you listed three things. I don't know if it's actually more or less, but that seems a reasonable number to match on. It, I would probably just put more into it, I guess. Um, Spending more time trying to hit that match. So, yeah. um, People tell you to try to don't try to be with him. Are you already with him, or is this someone you're pining after, wishing for? Okay. Um, okay. So I guess what are the other people's real concerns? Like, do they have specific things that are? Um, you get the point. Let me pick a deck. Okay, looks like Twilight. There we go. Okay. Just want to make sure that you understand them. If you have a differing view, that's fine. So, right. Yeah. Yeah. It's one thing because I don't get the impression that you're um, blinded by love, so to speak. Um, so, yeah. Go ahead. Set these aside. Is it down here? Nothing's just standing out super strong. Yeah, no, you're totally fine. The talk also extends to people chatting. So I'm only getting one. This feels like a partial answer as far as what to do. And maybe you already have the other. Maybe this is a first step. I'm not quite sure. But yeah. So here we've got justice. So it's just one card. We'll go ahead and read from the guide. But typically it's dealing with balance, reaping what you sow, that sort of thing. This isn't the same deck, but it is very related. The Justice card reminds us that for every action, there is a reaction. Our karmic lessons allow us to grow and move towards the purpose and the life we are meant to live. This card benefits those who are deserving and honest and seeks retribution for those who have been dishonest. The scales of justice signify that if you have made good decisions using integrity and perspective, then the outcome is in your favor. Justice will be served and order will be restored. Find balance between your home life, your relationships, and your work. Stand tall in your truth and accept all responsibility in your actions. So, I mean, this already sounds like you're on track for that. You've made decisions, you're sticking by them, and yeah, you're doing your best, which is frankly the core of it. So, yeah. So, another part might just be sticking with it. I would have expected to get strength or something like that for the persistence, but yeah, it seems like you're already on track and it's fine to stay your course. You're confident in what you're doing, keep at it. No problem. Ahead and shuffle those. And yeah, talk and tarot. So ask your questions and we can chat. This one. Sorry about that. I wonder if there's a holiday or something this week. I feel like Fridays tend to be the busier day, and we have had a few people. Um, but yeah, I hope there's not connection issues for the other platforms. Um, you can probably tell that I'm using Restream. That's allowing me to be live on multiple platforms at once. And usually we would have some Facebook people, but we've only got a Twitch audience today. So I'm wondering if maybe something's a little off. Okay, one's missing. No, the major ones seem to be in place. I should follow up on some of these others though, because they're having issues. I mean, well, so um, basically, I follow a Christian tradition. So I believe in Father, Son, Holy Ghost. When I'm doing tarot, I'm just communing with the spirit, or at least that's my understanding of it, which nobody else needs to believe. They just need their question and some honesty in it. So, as far as the extent of the powers, um, this one would be for information, basically. There's not much else there. I mean, we do believe um, that people can have other powers and other gifts. But I feel like people either know that or they know when they acquire that. That's my personal take. So as far as moving mountains or anything like that, um, not at that level, or at least haven't had that need. So yeah, basically, if I had my own questions, I would just commune with the spirit. It's a bit fuzzy, which is why tarot is helpful when doing it for others, because that helps get some specificity that normally I just have built in because I'm the questioner. So, but I don't know everything when I'm reading for others or asking for others, I guess I should say. So it can be really hard to interpret. Possible, but one, that would be a boring stream, and two, that would probably take a lot more time trying to sort through the impression to get to a concrete answer. So yeah, if anybody's got questions, go ahead and chat, comment, or we'll keep talking. And that's totally fine. I should get used to the monologue. Bit of a dialogue in this case, but yeah. Glad we figured out the trick to getting my sound working. For the cable's just finicky, and it took me a while to figure out what exactly was wrong with it. So for a while, this mic was a prop because I couldn't actually get the connection to work. Yeah. Streaming strife. And you would think it would have taught me to do sound checks and really prep. I don't really. Sometimes I run late. Sometimes I'm rushing the setup. I do this one on Friday and then the one on Wednesday, and frequently I'll take the time on Wednesday setting it up and then I'll just leave it for Friday because it's not worth taking it down and then having to redo everything, especially with some of the finicky stuff. So If it's a quiet morning, we might just call it early, which isn't the worst thing because I do have work after this, so it'll help me get there earlier than usual and get settled in. But I do like reading for people, so if you've got questions, put them in. We can chat. That's fine too. Yeah. I used to try really hard to go an hour because I felt like that was enough time to really give people a chance to find it and hop on. But the more I've streamed, the more I'm like willing to cut losses, I guess. Don't feel the need to invest extra time at this point. At least not time like that. We'll probably give it a few more minutes, try to get to a solid half hour. But yeah. I used to do readings for myself or just go through spreads for fun, but it's kind of empty if I don't actually have a question or a real solid interest. And it's not like I really follow a particular spread. Usually I'm just sensing the cards. So I've had one person explicitly request a Celtic cross, um, but that's it. So we just end up with whatever ends up getting pulled, and then I organize it. It seems fit. So not too much use in playing with or studying spreads, and then definitely not a lot of use in me just flipping cards just to flip cards. So yeah, I mean it does help maybe with getting familiar, because it's not like I really study these cards in my off time. I mean, I definitely know some at this point, but there's some that I'll probably always double check, and especially where the guides can be distinct, different between decks. Like, sometimes I'll just have to. But yeah, there's definitely the common thread, but they can sometimes have their own take. All right, I think we'll call that good for today. We'll be streaming again next Wednesday, Friday. You're on Twitch, so you know my schedule. I'm pretty sure it's updated on there. So you can come ask your questions then or talk. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and until next